recording. Okay guys, so we're gonna be doing a replay review of Tuna. He's my friend. He's GC3. He said this is a pretty close game. I think they only scored once, and he lost. So we're gonna see what his team can do to play better here. So we're gonna spectate him and just try to point out some rotational issues that I saw. Okay, so right here, this is a pretty good fly up or positioning. He should be able to get this. That was good. It is a mess up mechanically, but we don't talk about those. If we watch this as he's flying up, you can tell that the third man dip is going for this ball, so it's pretty much an open net if he can shoot this. Gets a pretty bad touch, so maybe there's some mechanical issues that he needs to round out. I know he's on low hours, so that's probably why. Good pass. That extra boost after tapping the ball wasn't necessary. He just needs to cut off his boost so he can land as quickly as possible and be ready for this pass. Okay, good touch. So this was one of the issues I saw here. So his teammate comes in and bumps him when he should be just playing a good second man / third. So you can see Trev rotating on that right side. He's rotating back to be third as Kyle is rotating to be first man from his third man position. So Trev should be focusing on defense and maintaining midfield pressure. He shouldn't be cutting in and double committing with his teammates here. So if you watch, like, he cuts in right as this ball's hit. Just let Tuna go for it. It landed right on top of Tuna. There's no reason to commit with him. He's gonna have the follow-up here, so like you can see, like, he's using so much boost for yeah, it's a potential shot here, but like your teammate can't see you, so just play patient. And he could have had like this follow-up. Okay, so let's spectate Tuna again. This was one issue I saw. So Tuna landed here. This is a good spot now to decide like where you need to rotate. Kyle's our third now, and Trev's rotating. He committed with Tuna. So the fact that Trev's rotating to the right, so to their corner, or to the left side, their left side of the field. So let's see if I can draw here. So he's going to be committing this way. I want Tuna to be rotating out this way. And the reason is because our third is committing forward here. So Trev's going to fill that space. We need someone to fill this space in case this ball goes this way. Make sure you guys can see that. No, you can't. Okay. Replay draw. Okay, there we go. Why can't you see that? That's weird. Okay, well, no draw tool today. That sucks. Spent so much time getting that ready. Okay. Let me figure out why. Why isn't that working? Window capture. Draw tool. Draw tool. Ah, there we go. Okay, I got it ready. So Tuna should be heading out this way. We'll have our third pushing in as first man. And then Trev will be heading back this way to cover this field. Okay. So what happens now, though, is Tuna rotates this way, and it leaves a lot of space here. And he's also going to have no boost if he doesn't get this ball, or boost pad. Because Trev's going to be rotating through, he's going to be grabbing this boost, which means Tuna's going to have to head back all the way to the corner to be able to defend us third. Otherwise, he'll have zero boost. If he rotates this way, he'll have pads, and he'll be at a better angle to defend the net. Okay. So you can see he got beat to the boost, and now he's going to have zero here, which means he's going to not be able to defend this 50 if it goes down. He should be rotating out this way, so that if it gets past him or it goes down, he's able to turn in. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Good save. This is a really bad turn. This is a really bad turn. It works out, but anytime you spawn in ahead of the ball, you want to be rotating out. So you want to be going this way, because technically you're the first man that just went, right? Because the ball's behind you. So if you're the first man, technically, because you're in front of the ball, you want to rotate, try to get a kill on whoever's like midfield here coming for this ball, or whoever's going to be positioning mid for the passing play that's going to happen from this corner. So, and the reason is because you have two teammates facing the ball right now. So that's theirs. If you turn around right in front of them, they're going to be out of position. They're going to have to do a slow loop back to back post, or they're going to have to slow down like right in front of you, which means if you get a bad 50 or a bad touch, the ball is just going to fly over them, and there's a lot of space in the midfield not being covered because they're out of position. If you rotate mid, though, or rotate towards the guy going for the ball, that opens up a lot of space for them to recover and then play the ball. And it allows you to rotate back post here. Okay. He gets a touch around, which is really good. He played this position well, but it would have been better if he just demoed. Turning around, turning up on that wall there slowed him down. He needs to just practice being first man and rotating out. Good turn here. That's fine. Okay. This is fine. This turn right here is a little bit too early. We have a teammate here and we have a second man here. I would just be back post here, or I would be like over here facing this way, but like stopped. Mostly because if you push up past here, and I think he's going to continue from what I can tell here. They're going to 50 it, and it might go mid here, and that means they can get a good shot like top right. If you're here, then you can turn on it. And you can still like defend net from back post, which is why I like that spot. Here you could turn on it, but that means you're committing, like you're only covering this area, so they could easily hit it around you or hit it around you that way. So with this 50, I would let Trev be facing forward, trying to defend anything that happens, because when you're second man, you are playing the first man's 50 or pass. And in this case, it's going to be a 50 because he's going to come up on this wall and try to 50 with him, I guess. So since Tuna's third, he needs to be playing what they're not covering, which isn't this 50 out. It's just, it's like this area here. Pushing up too far now, like, leads him to not be able to defend, like, this half the net. Okay. So now he pushed up really far. He should just turn around immediately here. Or just sit right here, because if it 50s this way, he's going to need to take it now. And if it goes up here, he's going to have to turn quick and fly up. So he put himself in a kind of a weird position here, and Rev should have been on the ground going. So I wonder what Rev did here to get him in that position. Let's see. Let me look at Rev. Okay, so Trev goes as first man here. This is actually a really bad turn from Louis Kyle. So Louis Kyle just hit the ball. He was first man. If we look at this, let me draw. Okay, so he's first man. anytime first man goes, you need to rotate out immediately. So he should be coming out mid here, trying to get a kill on Dip or Griggs. That way, when Tuna saves it, there's no one to follow up that shot. So, and I think what happens here is he actually turns around. So when Trev has a free ball, this is why you don't turn around, guys. You don't turn around towards play side. You rotate out around to back post, the opposite of play side, and try to get a kill. Because otherwise, if you turn around, you're going to pile up here in this corner. And your teammate who's coming in with full momentum isn't going to know what to do. He's going to have to slow down. He's going to have to wait for you. Worst case scenario, it's a double commit, and then like the ball is pinched out towards their team, and they have a free shot on net. So what you want to do is you want to maintain a smooth rotation where you're rotating out this way and he's rotating in. And I think the reason they double commit here, because I'm pretty sure he goes to hit it and he has a free hit, but then Louis Kyle bumps him, is because he turns around here. So just be aware of that. Like, don't push back into the play once you've already done something, because it causes a pilot. Like, this is like a perfect ball here for him, for Trev. And Louis Kyle, like, he could have already demoed Dip here if he was rotating out. So this could have been a free play, like a free carry towards the net. Like, if Trev had no defender here because Louis Kyle bumped him, then he would have had so much space to just push. Even if he didn't bump him, like, Louis Kyle would be mid right now. And if he hit that way, then Louis Kyle can follow that up. Or if he hits it around, then Louis Kyle can cut and like demo whoever's coming for it, so he even has more space. So like turning around here, guys, it just causes a pile up. Look at this. I mean, they could pinch it right now, and that could go in net, so that's a play. But 9 times out of 10, your ranked teammate's not going to pinch it. Okay, so right here, if we look at this, he's doing the same exact thing Louis Kyle did. So he's rotating out as first man this way towards the play, when he should just be rotating out this way away from the play. And you'll see he'll be able to demo whoever's mid here fairly easily. Like, Griggs is going to come in as he's rotating, so he'll be able to just target him and then rotate back post over here. We have 2 people back in net and no one's mid, so that means there's only going to be 50 against 1 person. So there's no reason to, like, you don't have to be back in net immediately or back on the play. You can rotate out, take your time, be this way. Then if a pinch goes out this way, you can turn on it and cut off Griggs or MLHB if he turns in. All right, so let's go back to Tuna's player view and see what happens here. Let me clear out the drawing. This should have been a goal. This should have been a goal. Someone should have been mid to shoot that. Good patience for Tuna. That was a really good save. Rotate out. This is what I'm looking for right here. Rotate out. Either try to go for a demo or get back as soon as possible. That's good. This is something high-level players do as well. I've seen this pattern a lot from like RLCS players. So it's not just Tuna. It's not just people in like low ranks. Pros, professionals do this all the time. They'll push past here before a 50 is about to happen, and then since that 50 is about to happen, they won't be ready for the to clear it because of how they rotate in right before the 50. So you always want to be rotating in a way that where you can turn easily when it pops out. And if you're facing this wall here, that's going to limit you. You want to be coming out a little bit more wide so that you can turn in easy instead of like straight and then turn. If this was, let's say like if this 50 happened here, which it's not, I think it's rolling up, and it rolled out like this way, he'd have to turn in, and that amount of like space here, it can lead to a goal. So it's just something to keep in mind, like rotate wide. If I was him, I would rotate I would have spent a little bit more time rotating like around here and then getting like close to the net, like in this line facing the corner. And then I would wait until the 50 it happens, and then I would go for the ball. So now, like, you see how close he is right here? And he's like not really facing, he's kind of facing the wall. He's inside the wall here when he could have just been like this, ready for it. This is like a tiny optimization, but it means a lot when there's high level play happening. So currently, like, there's nothing going on because it's just rolling up the wall. But if like in a high stress situation where 50s are happening everywhere, like you need to be efficient with your rotations. Okay, let's see why this guy is in the corner with Kyle. I don't know why he would be there. That doesn't make any sense. So Trev goes for the ball here. This is another thing. This is how you maintain rotation, right? We've been saying it this whole replay. He's first man. He went for the ball. The ball's past him. Rotate out. We got Tuna rotating in, so he's going to be second man. And this guy's first man, right? So Tuna's going to be playing his 50. He's going to be demoing midfield so that Griggs doesn't pass it to anyone. And then Tuna will play the 50 pass, right? And then Kyle will try to 50 it towards Tuna so that Tuna has an easy clear. And the reason you rotate Trev mid is to demo the guy that would go for Tuna's ball or this guy's pass, right? It leaves so much space in the midfield for Tuna to clear that. But watch him turn around here. So he's trying to get the kill. That's perfect. But if he doesn't get this kill immediately, he should be rotating back. So I want to see where he goes here. Yeah, you see how he's following the guy? He shouldn't be following the guy, right? Because the moment that guy commits into the corner, there's no passing threat. So there's no need to cover him anymore because we have a first man ready to go for the 50. If we didn't have a first man ready to go, I would say this is fine because you want to be on that 50 so that like Tuna has time to be second man and prepare. But because we have a first man who's just waiting here, this is actually going to lead to a double commit, and this could actually screw up Kyle's positioning. So force the guy in the midfield to extend past the passing play, which he did, and then bail, right? Try to kill someone else in the midfield. Because we already have a guy in a position that can defend net, right? We have two guys, really. So there's no reason to go for the ball or play the ball. You want to play people in this area that your other two teammates aren't covering because they're facing this way. Okay, let's get on Tuna's point of view again. All right, this is a bad turn from Tuna. He should be rotating back out. We've been saying this all game. This is like one of the major problems that GC1s have when they play. This is a GC. He's GC3, but I believe this is a GC1 lobby. So what they do is and a lot of higher ranked players, when they like take breaks or do things like this, they'll rotate. They'll cut rotation to try to defend. But a lot of times you don't need to. You just need to rotate out and demo. He's turning around here, which is pretty much bailing on the first man position. And this is going to leave a lot of space in the midfield. And what that's going to do is cause one of their teammates or his teammates to overextend in the midfield, which can open up a lot of plays on the backboard. But Tuna does a good job at defending the backboard, so he kind of covered that, which is good. I still think rotating out and through, he could have killed Griggs, he could have killed MOHB, and then the backboard would have been fine because the odds of Griggs getting a double tap with this carry is pretty low. Okay. Oh, bad flip. That's unfortunate. He had such a good clear. So usually what you do is fly up, touch the ball or flip into it, do a flip, extend your air dribble, and then take it to the goal with a flip reset. This is something that maybe he should practice more, because this is like a free ball here, especially with dip being 0 boost and pretty far out of the play. If he takes this mid, this is almost like a goal probably 65% of the time if you get the mechanics right. Good fly up, that's fine. So this is a pretty bad hit from Trevi, I think. Kyle passes it up, but Trev should control this. He shouldn't be banging this. I think that was an accident. But that was a pretty poor play. Okay, so he goes back. That's fine. He's third. He has to play patient. Now, so he's third in this position. And his teammates are pushed up, so he's going to have to fake this and play net. If this goes in, this isn't his fault. It's just one of those things in Rocket League where they have a free ball, so you just have to wait and play patient and try to stall as much as possible. Something that works here is just staying grounded as long as possible and hoping they don't kill you. But this is a pretty bad spot here to be in, just because they both committed here really early on a ball, like with no touches. Okay, so he did exactly what you should do, is which you should drive up until you know like you can't get it. As soon as you know that they're gonna have that, you turn around and fake, and then hope you can defend it. But here, no one was on the ball, so he just drove up, that's fine, and then waited. The only thing I would say he did wrong here is he boosted too much. We have a second man coming up for this ball, so there's no reason to go for it yet. So right here, right, it's the third's job to like watch their teammates and decide when to go. So if I go back to Tuna. So if I'm third, I can see everyone on the field. Trav can only see like this left-hand side. And right now he's kind of like the second/first man because he's closest to the ball. Kyle is the first man rotating out, trying to go for a demo, so it's a really good play, especially when there's only one person back. But for Tuna here, he needs to be paying attention to Trev because that's his second man. And he's facing the ball, so he might go. So third's job is to watch their teammates and see if they go, and if they don't, then you go or fake or stall for time. So Tuna shouldn't be full blasting here when he knows he has a teammate there. He should just be playing patient, driving up, waiting to see if Trev has it. If he doesn't, then full boost. But here it's clear that Trev will have it. He's got boost, he has position, and Kyle's getting a demo, so there's no one in the midfield to really tackle this. So what Tuna should do is he should just drive slow, maintain position, and wait to see how Trev handles this ball. So you see how he's going supersonic? He's pushing up too far before the plays even happen, right? We don't even know where Trev's going to hit this ball. And I would argue if you're on a team, I would leave it for Tuna because this is a free carry to net. Or Trev can just like carry it into net, but he kind of panicked here and flew up. And that's exactly why you slow down. You don't trust that your teammate's going to have a free hit. You don't trust that your teammate, especially in rank 2, is not going to like clear it to the left side and completely miss the net. So you want to play a little bit further back, not like trust this with full maximum speed. Just drive. It's fine to just drive here. Wait until he hits the ball, right? Because your goal of the third man is to watch your second man like and play off of his 50 and defend the midfield. So if you're passing the midfield believing that your teammate's going to have this 50, you're kind of abandoning your job. So I would have slowed down just a little bit and waited to see where his hit went. Then if his hit went down towards the midfield, then I'd push up, fake, and stall for time. But right here, it's just full commit on something that he's not even going to have. Because think about what's going to happen here. If he hits that, it could go forward, but like he's going to have to go left anyway from the midfield. So like there's nothing here pushing this way, that's going to give him a goal. So this is still fine, but like you see how much boost he used? He should have at least 20 boost here. It's a good turn. Always, like when you're first man and rotating out, you always want to be looking for these turns in case your third man isn't pushing forward. This is rushed, and I'll tell you why here. So we have Kyle who's getting demoed or bumped, and he's 0. We have Trev here who just went for the ball and he landed. I think he had 0. So your goal right now as this second man / like third man rotating, I say second because Kyle's all the way back here. He would be technically like first man rotating back third, but he kind of has to fill that spot by turning in. So you want to play slow, like stall for your teammates. Like just pinching it towards the net when there's people there is just a giveaway. Like right here, don't boost for one, because like they're not going to have that. That's clear from this perspective. So I would just drive to the corner. And the reason I say drive is because that ball is still bouncing to the corner. Usually you can wait. Even here, you can fake and wait for it to bounce up and then stall. And that gives your teammate, Kyle, to push up mid. It gives him time. And then you can pass mid or decide to score it yourself by solo playing. But just pinching it here and rushing when no one's on the ball, like it just leads to giveaways. And now they're going to have a free ball taking it back with your teammates overcommitted and low boost. So you have to time your plays with your teammates. You can't just rush every ball that's free in the corner. Still a good 50. He saved it, but they could have totally like manipulated that 50 to take control of the ball. Okay, so right here, he's third. He needs to recognize his position. He's not second man, so he doesn't go for this. I would say he's second man, but you have Kyle who's going to turn around. If Kyle pushed up here after he went for the ball and went this way, then I would gladly say Tuna's second man pushing forward. But because Kyle kind of turns around and goes back, then it's not Tuna's ball. He's third. So he needs to be paying attention to that, of how his teammates are rotating, and play patient. So like right here, right? He's third still. We have our first man, second man. He's playing off of the 50, so he's going to go for this. So what Tuna needs to play off of is the goal, because he's third. No one's back to defend net, and the 50. And generally, if the worst case scenario is like that 50 going back to net, he needs to play that. So he needs to stay back. Just make sure his car is facing this way. And make sure he's defending like this kind of area as well. So this is a good spot to just sit and wait. So that's what he does. That's fine. But as soon as this play develops, right here, he pushes out. He's trusting that his teammate, who already pretty much shown him that he can't fly up well or clear, that his teammate's going to have a cleared mid. And he's also trusting that Kyle's not going to go and push up. Kyle's already shown, just from like rotating back that way, that he has poor positioning, because he could be rotating this way right now. And then it would be clear Kyle's ball, because he'd be clearing it that way, and Kyle would be over here. But it's clear now, like Kyle is that second man now because he rotated this way. You're still covering net. That's the reason you're third man. If Kyle was covering net like right here on the backboard, then you would push up. But because he's in this spot where he can't cover net and he rotated wrong, it's better for you as third man to wait and see what Kyle does and what Trev's hit looks like. Because what's going to happen is, let's say Trev has a bad hit, right? You're pushing up really far, trusting that. And then it's just going to be a giveaway, and now the net's open, right? Because you're abandoning net with Kyle. You could blame Luakyle for having poor positioning, but it's the third man's job to be aware of where your teammates are and like slow down and stop in positions that are favorable to you and your team. Because you're the only one who can see your team right now. That's why third man is third man. Right, so you're pushing up, you trust the hit. Now you have to turn around. If you don't turn around, this is going to be bad. You're still trusting the hit. You're still trusting it, just get out. Just turn. Just turn. Turn off ball cam, turn around, and then turn it back on. The ball is clearly not going towards you, so you need to be ready for the 50 that's going to happen because Luakyle's pushed up right now. This should never happen. Luakyle should be back here waiting for this 50 to happen and then playing off the 50. So the fact that like no one's back here and no one's back, like no one is covering net right now and you're just watching, you need to turn off and go, right? This ball is not getting to you. It never will. So the faster you recognize that and get into position, the faster you can make a play on the ball as third man when this goes south. Because he's not getting it. If he gets it, it's just a lucky play. Because he should be like right here just waiting. So get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Boost, 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 boost. I mean, honestly, you don't really need to boost this bad because you're already in a good spot from this turn. But the reason I say like there's so much, this is going to be a problem here. I already know it. Like it's going to go like around here, I guarantee it. And no one's going to be there. So you can even like boost around here and go this way. Maybe if you see this south, a play might be to just like sit here actually. Now that I'm looking at it, because if this goes this way, you'll still have time to get back. But if it goes this way, then maybe you can cut that off instead of just like being back and trying to defend his third. But that's a really questionable play because again, like you'll have three teammates like in this area, and that's just very iffy. Ideally, you would have been already. You wouldn't have been pushing up. You would have been. Let me get to fly cam here. You would have been like here, and then driving up like this, and now you're prepared to cover like this third man, second man position that Luakyle should be. Okay, there we go. I'm on my max, so this is kind of off. So ideally, Luakyle should have been right here, and you should have been playing like this far back third. But because Luakyle pushed up, you should have been pushing up as third this way. So you should have been watching your second man, seeing what he's doing. As soon as he abandons second man, you need to fill that spot. That's why like pushing up here as he was carrying it is so bad, because it leaves you to these awkward situations where your teammate who's low in rank is going to abandon his position and cause like a double commit here. That's going to give him a free to ball somewhere around here, and they're going to be able to take it to net. So you want to be like on that. You want to be here driving up. Oh, he abandoned his position and he's boosting with Trev. Let me push up a little bit right here. Then if it goes down towards there, you're able to go for it, or you're able to fake and at least get back. But right now you're so far out of the play that what's going to happen is as soon as that 50s and bounces somewhere towards the other team, you're not going to be close enough to fake, and you're not going to be close enough to go for it. So you're going to have to play slow, and you're going to be faced with the choice to either go for it and commit, or like stall and wait for your teammates. Neither way is preferable, because if you stall, like they could take it to the net and 1v1 you or 2v1 you, and if you go, they could just hit it around you and score. That's why I say like when you're third, you need to be watching your teammates and seeing like if they're pushing up, because this could have been avoided if you just stayed here, saw Luakyle going, and then just been like, okay, I'm going to boost this way. Because ideally, like third man should always be covering the path from the ball to the net. So he should be covering like, hold up. The draw tool is broken. like this path right here, right? So just have your cone like facing this direction, and usually nothing can go wrong. Okay, we talked about that a little bit too much though, so let's go on. See, it went directly towards mid, and you're literally in a 1v3. Like, if you were just pushed back just a little bit, you actually could have handled that well. So right here is even fine. Like, you're covering, you recognize that space isn't covered. But I would say your flaw here is you're not recognizing your third and that you're going to get fucked. So, like, don't ever boost for that. Like, you're going to get screwed. Just turn around and play the slow play. This is a really good second man, or third man technically, because Luakyle keeps pushing up. Ideally, Luakyle should be third here, and he should be playing a little bit like aligned with you in the midfield, and just playing off of Trez 50. But ideally, you also need to be playing off of Trez 50. You should be second man here, so, and Luakyle shouldn't be pushing here. So what should happen here is you'll be coming in mid. Luakyle would already, like, he would be aligned with you, waiting to see what you do, because you're second man. As soon as you push mid, Luakyle would back off. Or if Luakyle pushes mid, you back off, okay? Because he pushed in so far, you need to be covering this side. Because what's going to happen, or just sit here, honestly. Because what's going to happen is he left a lot of this space here, and he's pushing in this way. The ball is getting 50'd. It could go this way, so this needs to be covered. He's technically covering this area, so that's fine. You need to cover both this and the area he left, so like this area and this area. So this is why it's ideal to just sit here, because this means you can follow up this play and you can turn in and defend net if needed. A lot of pros like to sit here as well, or sit further back on like the other pad. But as soon as you notice this guy pushing up as third, he's second man now, and you're third. Okay, so you need awareness of that, and you need to not push up past this line. Because as soon as you push off that line and you turn in, right? Like your job as third is not to cover the pass, okay? It's not to cover mid, or it's not to cover like this pass, or really like anything that goes over here. Your job is to cover midfield now, and to cover like 50 from second man or first man, okay? That's pretty much what covering midfield means. So it could go right, it could go left. If it goes right though, Luakyle going to go for that, so you just need to cover behind him, which is mid. If it goes left though, no one's there to really follow that up, so you need to make sure like you're facing the play. You're not turning for a pass or a position that you don't know what's going to happen yet. Like, you don't know it's going to go all the way right here. It looks like that, but he's covering all the way right. He's going to turn that way if it does go that way. So you need to be covering what they're not covering, which is like just look straight and then adjust when that 50 happens. Which is good, you did, but you're still too close now. Right? Like, this isn't like turning around here does nothing, right? They're not going to expect you to go into this because you're so close. If you were a little bit further back, they'd expect this. Also, Luakyle should be rotating out the other way. So if we watch Luakyle, he's second man. As soon as that ball goes left, he should not be turning left. He should be rotating out mid, replacing you as third man. Does a good job though. He does a good job at replacing you, but he just does it the wrong way. If he went the other way, he would have a better angle. All right, this is a good play. As soon as he gets, so I would just stop right here, mostly because he has a free hit. It's going to go this way. But you don't know how much boost he has or if he's going to like carry it and do things. He might just give it away here. So I would just stop in a position right here. If he carries it, you can just like go over here and fly up for it. But if he hits it away, you're going to want to be a little bit further back on this so that you can actually like play off of it. If you get too close though, like let's say you're right here, then that ball can just bounce behind you. And that leaves a lot of open space for other people to go for it. So like you see right there, like if you had just stopped and waited to see what that hit would do, then you could have gone for it instead of like turning around here before the play even happens. Still a good save though. Like this is still fine because you turned around, you recognized that the space was gone for you to go, but you could have kept midfield pressure that way. That flip ruined you here, and I'll tell you why. So you're third right now. We don't know what's about to happen. Anytime you don't know what's about to happen, you're trusting your teammates a little bit too much in ranked. You want to slow down and you want to be in a position to cover like the worst case scenario here. So like just slow down, don't flip, right? The ball's popping up here. We don't know who has it. You definitely don't. Like this is not something you're going to go for with 3 people in midfield. So just drive, wait to see like where they hit it and then position, right? Because if you had played a little bit slower here, that would have been a free ball. You wouldn't have been pushed up too far. And now like this should be a goal. This should be a goal. They just missed. Okay, that's a giveaway from Trev. I just want to point that out. He should have been carrying that slow. That's fine. This is also bad. Like don't flip to, so grab pads here. Like there's 3 pads, maybe 2 if your teammate grabs the pad. So just grab the pad. Don't flip to a boost that's not there, right? Like stay grounded. Stay grounded. There's no reason to flip your third. You can be slow. And you see how now like you're having to recover and stalled for time, and like you could have had 30 boost right off the bat if you didn't flip. This is a good spot. I want you, so looks like he's clearing it. If he hits it to the backboard, if he has a carry, that's going to be hard to defend. But if he just hits it away, I want you flying up on that like instantly or driving up instantly. Either way will work. It's just got to be quick. It's got to be quick. So like right here, like this, yeah, this jump, this shouldn't be a thing. This should just be like boosting, full boosting. Like right there, no jump, because when you jump, you're slow. Just drive up to it and fly. This could have been a misclick. I think this might have been like a misread or a misclick, or maybe you were trying to predict the read, but don't try to predict. Play off of things that like actually happen. Still a really good hit. You almost got this. You almost got it. Luakau's playing very close here. I want to see why. So, like I think this is gonna be a goal. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so this should be instant fly up. We already talked about that. So this is exactly why we talked about this earlier. This is exact situation where he's not pushing wide enough. So he's like coming in at this angle. So now he has to turn in this way. And that leaves a lot of space. A lot of space and a lot of angles not covered on the goal where he can save it. If you come in wider, let me go here. So if you come in like this way, right? Watch what will happen. Watch what happens. Let me turn off my, okay. So just assume like we're at this boost. Now when he misses it, you can fly up immediately, right? It's not going to be over your head. Because that's why like coming in this way, you're only covering like half of the net, and then not even that because you're gonna have to turn for it, right? He could have saved it even here if he just stopped here and flew up. He could have been coming in back here and going up. Could have been going back post and going this way. Even coming this way works. But you just have to make sure you're covering the net as third. And he just pushed up too far because he was playing second man when we have no third man. If there's no third man, you need to be covering net at all times. And that includes like bad 50s. That doesn't include good 50s. So that's probably what happened here. He just pushed up too far and Tuna didn't go immediately, which caused this goal. All right, good coverage. So we have a third behind us, so there's no reason to like, there's no reason to go back, and we have pressure. So I would just rotate like mid and sit mid. That's perfect. There. This is a cutoff because you have a teammate behind you. He might be a little bit slow here, but he has the better angle, so let him go. So if we take a look at Trev here, for one, he shouldn't be going for that boost when he's second man. He should just be rotating behind Louis Kyle with like 94 boost. I don't know why he went for the full boost there. But watch, right? This is a free ball, free shot for Trev. Tuna's cutting across the midfield. You need to recognize your position, that you're third. You're not second man here. So like right here, you are the guard, okay? You're the guard in midfield, right? If he's passing that, you can push up and then he's third. But ideally, you are the guy that's going to turn around and defend net. If something goes wrong, let's say like this guy 50s and it goes back, right? You're going to be the third man. This guy's going to be the second man because he's behind him. If Louis Kyle was carrying this and he, like, Trev ideally should never... He should be closer, but the timing of this just ended up being bad. So ideally, usually your second man's following this hit and he's like over here as this hit's going that way, ready to like defend this touch from MLHB. So you want to be like, because you can see these people, you're third, so you want to be a little bit like hesitant to go up and try to cut off whoever's coming back this way. He has the better angle on the ball. Yeah, he's going to be a little late, but you can't see him, and it's always better to like leave, like you're covering this space. Leave the space to the people on this side of the field, is my opinion. Because now if Trev goes and let's say he gets beat, he can turn around. If you go and Trev overcommits, then it's bouncing back this way, and they have a free ball and a free goal. You could also say like Trev should be watching you as well. Like he's third, really slash second. He should be second in this scenario, but that's fine. And you're third slash second. So like either one of you could play the hit. If Louis Kyle had the ball though and carried it, you would be second man because the second man would defend the pass. But because he doesn't have that ball, like you're third slash second. Okay, because anything could happen here. MLHB could hit it back this way, and now he's second man, right? He could hit it this way. It could be you second man. So just recognize he's going to have full boost. He's going to be pushing this way. Let him have it. You can always turn around. It's not that big of a deal. It does look free for you, but it's also free for Trev. So now if I was Trev here, I wouldn't have pushed up here because I would have saw you pushing. Like that's your job. If you're behind people, you watch what they're doing and not go. But this play right here specifically, I would have wanted Tuna to just sit because I had it, right? Like Trev has this ball, it's free. Also, this is kind of a rush play. Like I think Tuna needs to work on his control here. Because this is a catch or like a control play to midfield. But this is looking a little bit iffy here. Like just that play right here, it's a little rushed, right? We have so much time. There's no one third. There's no one flying up for this. You have time to go up on the wall and then clear it down to Trev, who literally is just like open. This is free. Okay, that's fine. Little rushed again, right? Like where this guy has, he's going for it, but the aerial looked terrible. And like what really is he gonna do here? He's gonna take it to the left, right? Like he's gonna hit it to the left, and then you could just drive and take it from him. And then now he's like fully committed. As soon as he sees you go, he could literally just cut off his boost and land. So you kind of like, honestly, I'd let him go and then just go after it. This is still a fine touch. It's just you hopefully you carry it, right? Pass mid. This is a free double tap. If he was smart, he would have hit it to the right, and then that would have been a free play. Again, kind of rushed, but this is fine because we have a guy coming in. What I would like you to do here, hopefully Trev rotates out. Trev should be rotating out. I don't know. I don't even know how he got in this position, actually. Let's go back and watch Trev. Okay, so Trev's first man. He's rotating out. So as soon as this is actually a big issue here. As soon as Trev's rotates in as first man and is rotating like through the play, the demo and do stuff. As soon as our second man's going for this ball, Trev needs to get back to replace our third man. Because what's going to happen with timing, by the time he gets back midfield, Luakyle is going to have to go for the ball. And that means we need to have someone to replace and to maintain midfield pressure. But because he goes this way, that leaves a gap in the midfield, which when Tuna goes to pass and Luakyle goes to shoot, there's not going to be anyone to maintain that pressure so that they can get back, which means they're just going to have a free carry towards their net. So we're going to watch this happen. They pretty much like, they hard committed on the shot here. But now, like, look where Trev is. Like, he's not facing the play. He's going to have to turn around and stall for time. Like, when this could have been free. This could have been free for him. Like, he would have annihilated Griggs if he was just facing the play, coming in from the other angle. It's still a good play. It's just, like, it could have been better. Good touch from Luakyle, actually. It's really good. Good fly up from Trev. Hopefully this is a good fly up from Tuna. This should be a fly up from Tuna. Let's see what happened. Like why, let's see why he's slow back here. So he's back, he's full boost, let's see. He's turning away from the play as soon as it happens. So, like, now he's not trusting, when before he was trusting. So, like, you don't know where this 50 is going to go. If it goes behind you, like, you can just backflip, side flip, and get that. Like, they're not going to be able to follow that up off the 50 because he's going to bump him. Sure, there might be cases where, like, he'll miss, but I still think that's, like, savable. So, I think just, like, sitting there and being patient and waiting is the smart play. Right? Like, you're turning around before the 50 even happens. And if you find yourself, like, not trusting that, that means you pushed up too far. But try to test the waters. Try to, like, sit and just see where the 50 goes. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going right to you. And if you think you're too close, like, back up or slow down your approach, right? Space out your positioning, right? If Trev is proven to not be good in the air and you think he's going to lose it, you shouldn't turn around before the 50 even happens. You should be spacing out a little bit further back so that you can fly up for it if it turns bad. So you see how now, like, all this space is given away? They should be an air dribble done. That's good. That's still a good 50 though. You covered that really well. They should have absolutely like dusted it. Good 50 from Trev. That was a really good catch and follow. I think Louis Kyle should have been going for this though, if I'm being honest. But he had to cover the net, so it's fine for Trev to cut here. Louis Kyle just needs to position as third and be ready. Okay, so he wasn't ready, but that's fine. We're not replay reviewing that much. A good block. That's fine. You kind of had to go there. You were forced to. Good touch. Bad pass. That should be down the Louis Kyle. So maybe mechanical issues in the air again. Giveaway from Trev. Hopefully you go backboard here or stay grounded and wait to see what happens. Yeah, like, see, you're going backboard before something happens. And now, like, you see how awkward, like, if he shot that top right, like, you're done. So, like, you don't know where this ball is going to go, so stay grounded, wait. If he hits it high, you can always go up to the backboard. It's not that hard to get there. But just, like, slow down your rotation towards that backboard until you know where that ball is going. Right? Because look where you're facing. Like, as he's hitting this ball, you're immediately assuming backboard when you could have like turned here. And then if he hit that and then it rolled, you can turn for it. If he hits it that way, you can go for it. But now, like, or even if he hit it up here, like, now you're grounded enough to wait for this 50 and then play the 50. But if you're going backboard, like, you're gonna have to jump down to defend something low or over here. And you're going to have to, like, jump off the backboard to fly for something, which means you're not going to have the momentum that driving would give you. So just be aware of that. Like, don't jump to conclusions. Wait for the play to happen. Be in a position where you can cover both scenarios. This should have been a goal. If MLHB was, like, a good shooter, that would be fine. Good play, though. Good carry. This is really good. You're using a lot of boost. What happened? You got 100 boost here. You have 60 already. That's actually a lot of boost being used on that play. I almost would have not used as much boost. Like, maybe tap it at the end when you're coming up towards the ball. But this is a mechanical thing. You kind of like you recover that eventually as you play. But that's just so much boost used. I feel like you should have at least like 20 boosts by the end of that. Okay, so rotate around, right? Trev's back mid. So you're flipping again before 50s happen. That's another thing. But grab the boost as soon as, a lot of people think you should be following this ball, but no. Grab that boost, go back this way. Let Trev go in. Because now you're going to have rotation. He's going to be able to take it coming this way, and you're going to be able to follow him coming this way. If you cut in like this, like, you're not going to be able to defend a lot. There's a lot of explanations. Like, I could explain how, like, their first man can take it mid. And so because you're facing this way, like, you're not going to be able to accurately, like, 50 it so that the ball doesn't go in front of their net. Ideally, you want him coming in. He has the better angle to 50 it. He has the better angle to prevent the shot. So let him go in. Rotate around. If someone comes mid, kill him while you're doing it, and focus on back post because you're second man at this point and third. Let Louis Kyle go in, try to kill the mid guy. Now there's open space. You're back, ready for that 50 that Trev's about to have, and now you have a free shot on net. But coming in this way, like, the most you can do is take it up on backboard and like hit it over here. Or somehow catch it and go this way, but like that's so awkward. Like it's so much better to just let Trev pass you in rotation and be that third. Like you see how now it gets past you and Trev has to cover the 1v1 on dip, but now that he has to cover dip and abandon his third man position, like because we don't have anyone back, like we could have had you coming in and him going for this. There's going to be open space in the midfield. Hopefully, Luakyle like bumps the guy mid, and Trev gets a good 50 here, but we'll see. Good save. That was good replacement, though. That was good to recognize that there was no positioning there, but it could have been a lot better. I could have avoided that whole entire shot. A good pass. Trev, like, he doesn't jump. He needs to go for that. That's fine, though. Okay, this is fine. Let's watch where you're going here again. Because you're third. This is the same exact situation where you're third man and you're pushing up very far past the second man who's left. Can he? Let's see where he is, because I think he would have had a better angle again. I think it was Trev, right? Okay, he's like being dumb, but if he was positioning where he was supposed to, which is here, so you would have been further back. You would have been third, a little bit further back. He would have been right here as second, and going for that. Okay, but because he's like abandoning his position over here for no reason, that's a free ball for you. But like, he should be here. He should be here. That's crazy. Why is he even doing that? Like, why is he wave dashing on this wall? That doesn't make any sense. But that's fine. Let's continue. Good patience from him, though. Hopefully he goes for this or like fakes it, because we got two teammates in the front. So he's third. He needs to play midfield. He goes for it with two people there. That's crazy. If the two people miss, Luakyle has the shot. So like, why would he ever go there? It makes no sense. Good shot. Good try from the pass. Good pass again. He's committing his third again. He needs to stop that. It was clear like Tuna had that because he was already facing that. This is why it's so important here. So let's go to Tuna's position real quick. For one, Tuna's pushing. He shouldn't be pushing this way. He should be pushing through midfield. And the reason is because when you're rotating play side, you have lack of vision, especially on offense. So he should be rotating like this way, right, through the midfield. Now he can see where Griggs is, and he'll rotate like this way or this way, depending on where the ball goes. But either through this midfield, or literally he could go right here too. That way he has turning ability on this 50 or pinch that's about to happen. Ideally, it would be this way. This gives them the most vision and the most ability to turn on the shot. Yeah. So he would be like over here, like facing forward, and now he'd see there's three people on this ball. And Trev, I don't even know what Trev's doing. He should be back here, like just covering the 50 right here. That way, if Tuna misses, he can go for this, right? Like, that'd be a free ball. Okay, I think that's it, though.